Alright guys, so check it out. We went with red, and there's a reason behind it. You guys know, or most of you guys know, my truck has red bed liner, so I figured, we paint the short block red. That way it kind of matches, I know it's not going to be like, same color red, but at least, we got the same colors going. I know some people like to paint the whole motor, except the heads. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to overdo it. To me, it was like overkill, so I just did the short block, as you guys see, and it turned out pretty good. So now, I guess the first thing we're going to do to this motor, now that it's painted, we're going to go ahead and install the cam. Yes, you guys heard that correctly. I did buy a cam for it. I went with, as you guys know, I'm on a budget. I like to make things happen with the least amount of money. And I went with the sloppy stage 2 cam. I'll provide the link down below and all the info down below. But pretty much it's just a sloppy stage 2, It's affordable, and, it gets the job done. All we want is just the truck to be chopping, and then, that's the plan. So, before purchasing it, I made sure I did a bunch of research on it, looked at different videos on YouTube, and, doesn't sound too bad, honestly, for the price. So, decided to go with that. I know a lot of you guys are going to bash me and say, should have gone with the different cam, blah, blah, blah. Honestly, guys, I'm working on a budget, like I said, and after seeing a couple of videos, I liked it, so that's what we're going to do. So, in order to get started on this, here you got your timing chain, and there's a dot on the bottom gear here, as you can see. I don't know if you guys can catch it. So you pretty much got to match that dot with another dot on top of this gear. So we only got the bottom dot right now lined up, so that means we still got to keep on turning until we match up both those dots. So just keep turning until you get both of those dots lined up perfectly. And once you do, I think we got it right there. We can go ahead and take off these 3 10mm bolts, and this whole chain comes apart. So, or you take off the chain with the gear, but you guys get the point. Put these in the safe spot. So now you just pull this out, just like that. So this is also a good time to check your timing chain to make sure it's in good shape. Now you got 4 bolts here holding on the camshaft retainer. So now we got to take those off. 10mm as well. So another good tip is when installing the cam, or even if you just pulled your motor out to kind of, freshen it up a little bit, switch out some gaskets, it's a good idea to switch out this retainer as well, because when these start leaking, you lose a whole bunch of oil pressure, and that sometimes, that's the cause when you don't have good oil pressure. It's not just the O-ring on the pickup tube or the oil pump, it's also this retainer here. Inside it has a gasket I'll show you right now, but so you got this gasket here. When that gasket goes bad, it doesn't hold the oil pressure, and that's when when you start having issues. But good idea to swap this out. The bolts I'm using to remove the camshaft is the water pump housing bolts. So pretty much just thread them on, and you only need 2 really. And just take it out carefully, You will have to turn it a little bit. Just play with it, back and forth. Just like that. And this is like a stage 5, just so you know. I just want to, bring it down a little bit. It had too many webbles there.
What you talking about, Willis?
Alright guys, so here we have it. Like I said, it's just something simple. Just something, to make the truck sound a little different. So, pull it out. Now we're going to set it down. Ahí está el pinche gato. Como chinga. So now, you're going to want to lube up this cam really good.
Oh my.
I'm going to be using some Ultra Slick engine assembly lube. Some people like to use oil. Again, to each their own. So, I'm just gonna lube it up and go from there. Make sure you guys get it everywhere. Vale, madre. Rip my glove. That's gonna be fun. That's good enough. Alright, so once you guys got it lubed up, and make sure you don't miss any spots because that would be real critical. So, just pretty much just guide it back in. Pick up on it over here with your left hand. You don't want it to be dragging. Just be gentle with it. You really don't want to damage the camshaft. Just like that. Alright, so here we got a new retainer. It came with new bolts. So the reason you want to swap this out, like I said, this gasket usually goes bad and you start losing a whole bunch of oil pressure. So, you know, you might as well do it now, spend extra money and do it. These gaskets can't be replaced. I know some people like to put silicone, you know, and reuse them. Honestly, you might as well do it right the first time, you know. Why risk it? Otherwise, you're stuck doing the job again. So, pretty much just start them. And these are going to be torqued down to 18 foot-pounds, I believe. So, we'll bust out the torque wrench right now. So, we're going to use our little tool here just to run them down flush with the block. But yeah, just torque it down to 18 foot-pounds and you should be good. Alright, so once you get the retainer torqued down and everything, you're going to want to put your gear back on, crankshaft gear. So again, you want to make sure those two dots are on the line. These are going to be torqued down to 26 foot-pounds. Hi, Mama.
Your package arrived.
You did it?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Where'd I put it at?
On top of my toolbox, Mama.
Where the toolbox sit?
Over here. Yeah, right there.
Bye.
Bye, Mama.
Love you.
Love you. Alright guys, just like that. Timing chain is back on. You can see the bottom dot matches up with that top dot right there. So that's good. So, another tip, I know I didn't mention it earlier. Use an old crankshaft bolt to turn the motor. Makes it much easier. You don't want to use any vice grips or anything like this on the shaft. You can really mess it up, so just use an old bolt. Alright, so we're going to be removing this plastic oil diverter right there, barbell diverter. For some reason GM made them out of plastic, and after a while, you know, that plastic wears down and, you know, it doesn't do what it needs to do. So since I do have the motor apart, it's a good time to replace it and upgrade it with the billet aluminum one. So that's what we're going to be doing. I'm going to show you guys how to remove this one and install a new one. Alright, so pretty much all you're going to want to do is just screw this on. Just work it. You can drill out a hole and, you know, then install the screw. I don't want to go get my drill right now, so I'm just going to do it this way. It don't take much effort really. Once you got it in far enough, you think, you can then just grab some pliers and yank it back. Just like that. Alright, so when installing this, to make it super easy, you want to lube up the inside where the oil diverter is going to sit on or ride on. Once you do, also lube up your oil diverter itself and pretty much just push it in. Make sure you lube up the O-ring really good too. And just like that, she's in. So not too bad. I know some people like to say they had problems when installing this. Honestly, I think it's just probably dirty inside. I've already done several of these and, you know, honestly, never had a problem with installing them or removing them. So I think really it's just how you're installing it. Also, what's really cool about this one, if you ever want to remove it, this one actually has some threads on there. You got to find the right bolt and just, you know, pretty much just screw it on and you can pull it back out. So if you ever have to do that, that's what's really cool about this one. But yeah, just make sure it sits flush and you're pretty much ready to go. Alright, so there you guys have it. You guys saw where we're at with the motor. Just wanted to update you guys on, you know, what we've done to the motor so far. And as you guys saw, the motor's still taken apart for the most part. But hopefully we get it put back together soon because I just want to hear this thing chop, honestly. I want to see if we messed up by going the cheaper route. Because, you know, as I told you guys before, balling on a budget, I try to make things happen with the little amount of money possible. So we're going to see either if it works in our favor, and if it don't, you guys are going to learn from my mistakes. So, as you guys know, most of the parts I use in my videos, I do link them down in the description below. So if you guys are interested in any parts I used, check it out. It's always down in the description, just so you guys know. And if you guys aren't subscribed, make sure you guys subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. You guys don't want to miss out on any videos I'll be posting here pretty soon, because we got plenty more updates coming on this truck. So, and that way you guys get notified every time I post a video, you know. But yeah, guys, with that being said, don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe. Catch you guys on the next one.